What's going on this Wednesday?
Scott, thank you for the fantastic intro as always. Bradley, how's your audio?
Greetings, greetings. You're coming through loud and clear. Hopefully I'm coming back at you.
Of course, very, very good. Welcome everyone to our Wednesday Q&A, April 14th session. Gonna be a good one. I'm not gonna get into all the fancy disclaimers that we had before. You guys already know. Gotta hold on to your wrists for injury's sake. I'm grabbing your wallet too quickly. I'll just say that verbally. But the standard disclaimer, I forgot we didn't have a number two.
They didn't put that in the right written one, huh?
I didn't put that in the written one, right. Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. Please don't construe anything that you hear from anyone on the Trade Ideas team as any kind of investment advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. All of these things are just suggestions based on our technology and not to be construed as solicitation of any kind to buy or sell anything. This is for you to learn and learn only. Let's get started. So I'm going back to a couple of the basics. A lot of you already know, but we are the best in what we do, much like Wolverine and the X-Men. We are the only company that does what we do in the stock market. Okay, you can look at TradingView, you can look at TC2000, but if you really TradeStation for that matter, and there's other vendors and it's all good, industry's big enough for everyone. But if you really delve into what we are the best at, we are the best at streaming real-time alerts as they happen and giving you a way to configure and set up things that you've never seen before. But the best part, and this is the part that I love the most, is we've done all the work for you so that you don't really have to do too much configuring on your own. We're going to get into all of that, but just so that you are aware, Trade Ideas comes complete with a simulated trading package. Again, a lot of you, since you're customers, already know this, and we highly recommend that before you start trading real capital, you practice on our simulated trading environment. In fact, I still do that. It's much like going to the driving range if you're a professional golfer, or practicing before a game if you're a basketball player, or anything that pros do. Practice, practice, practice. Because you guys are venture capitalists, we are very grateful for you being here, for the subscriptions that you provide us, and we have zero venture capital funding in Trade Ideas. That means it's not driven by any kind of executive committees. It's done by the team here, and we are grateful to you for your support. In fact, your support is helping us to become one of the few companies that I'm aware of that's going to be on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies 5 years in a row. We have been on it 4 years now, and we're doing the best that we have ever done. It's because of your support, and we are grateful for it. So I'm going to jump right into the presentation. Today is a special Q&A because we have launched something new. It's a product that in some cases has long been overdue. And the reason it's been long overdue is because many people often tell us that Trade Ideas is something that requires time, and we do know that. But of course, trading or anything that you do with a passion or consistency and want to be great at requires time. But people want to maybe allocate not like their full day to investing and searching for ideas. So we condensed that search into what we call the strength alerts. And it's 5 new trade ideas every Monday with a complete description, and so that you can understand where these alerts come from, the buy and sell prices. It's a system concept. And I highly encourage you to go to the link on the presentation slide here, trade-ideas.com/strength. Take a look at this. It's only $17 a month.
And if I might add, Dan, everybody that's a subscriber to Trade Ideas Pro, either the standard or the premium, you already have access to it through the application. I haven't built it yet into the web version, but on our channel bar, we have a strength alert channel. And in addition to having a couple scans set up looking at these particular stocks, we've also got the newsletter on that channel as well. So Daniel, I'm sure will show it to you as he's showing the software off.
Absolutely. But again, before we jump into trade ideas themselves, I just want to say that this is kind of the focus of the Q&A, because this is the first time we've ever talked about it and the first time we're presenting it. There's a really nice web page that goes along with it. I'm going to show you lots of different things about it so you can kind of understand a little bit better. But in reality, Brad, and I'm going to ask you this because I haven't actually even delved into it as much as you have since I'm coming back from vacation. So I'm sort of playing catch up here. Do you even need trade ideas for the strength alerts?
No, you really don't. You don't need trade ideas at all. So this is a really nice entry level way into seeing the results of what a trade ideas scan will provide you. So on a weekly basis, you're going to get an email, and in that email, it's going to have 5 different securities, and it's going to have a little bit of context provided in addition to some charting and a snapshot of our single stock window. So some data, some historical perspective on it, and then a description of why that happened to achieve the merit that it did for that particular week. And that's all you really need, and that's a sign up right there. But like I said, if you already have a subscription, then you already get this inside of the channel bar.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is the focus. I'm making sure. By the way, Brad, maybe do me a favor and copy this link and drop it into the chat section, just so that people can click on it instead of having to just look at this link as we move forward. Okay. In fact, this is a shorter slide presentation here, so I'm going to jump right into the software. Let me minimize this, and you guys let me know if you can see what I'm showing you.
Looks like it's coming through.
Okay, so let's start with a couple of things at the high level. We are the best at helping you manage your money in the stock market, because ideas are one thing. Lots of people try to give you some ideas, but ideas by themselves don't do that much unless you know how to manage them and how to manage them visually and successfully for your own benefit. Trade Ideas specializes in distilling all of this information in a way that you can kind of consume it simply and repeat what works in the best way possible. One of these things that we do is provide you with a game plan on every single stock that we follow. Let me show you what that means. So I have some windows off my screen, but I can click on anything. I can click on this right here, okay? And notice how, let me make this chart a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So notice how there's a game plan for every single stock that you see that tells you a profit target, assuming that you bought at the time that I pulled up the stock, and a loss. It's a little bit hard to see. It's a minus $126 based on some settings that I have put into the software. And again, we're constantly making these improvements. Brad and I were even talking about this today, Brad, that we need to have that tooltip so that when we're demonstrating this and other people can see exactly what it is that this money represents. For me personally, it means that I hypothetically am going to invest $5,500 in every single stock that I see. So if I'm buying 5,500 of Exo Bionics, okay, and I bought it right here, if I hit the profit target, I'm going to make $528. And if the stop loss is hit, and I can zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see it a little better. Right here, this is the stop loss, and it's a smart stop that is custom to every single stock. That's something that we do that nobody else does because we're tracking everything in real time all the time. So as these things move, this adjusts. But the idea is that as you pull up stocks, it lets you know that, hey, if you invested 5,500 in GNRS and it hit the profit target, you would be up this much and you would be down this much. And again, every stock is different in terms of volatility and what it does, but I'll put that into perspective of one of the biggest gainers today, DDR, Blonder Tongue. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. Remember, if you are already customers, you can do this yourself. You can go to any stock and you will see a profit target and a stop loss hypothetical at the current price levels. This is a completely different concept, and nobody does this because everybody's just trying to sell you crap. And but when I mean by crap is stuff, a software product. And of course we do as well, but we're trying to give you a platform that builds knowledge and helps you to maintain your risk assessment and risk levels. So let's take a look at what this looks like for something like Netflix. Okay. So Netflix, if I invested $5,500 into Netflix at this price, I would be stopped out with a $64 loss at the stop loss. And again, it's right here. Again, I'm just zooming out so you can see what it is. You can see all these price levels. Netflix is expensive stock, so obviously I'd be buying very few shares in this particular case for $5,500. And all those settings are adjustable. But my point is that you can see it all every time you look at any stock. You can go to Apple, same thing, it's very similar concept. Here it is. Here's your smart stop, your profit target, and all these are hypotheticals.
Are you sure your setting is set at $5,000?
$5,500, I think. Let me take a look. So you can always check this options, and you go to AI trade size, and mine says $5,500 per trade. Does that not look like it's real to you, Brian?
Yeah, no, you're right. The values just seem small at that amount. But
at $5,500 on $132 stock, you're just not buying that many shares. So imagine if I was doing something like this. If I was trading Apple or any of these stocks at 300 shares. Let me change that. And do you see the difference, everyone? Okay. So you can apply this, and there's lots of cool things you can do. Like you can say this in terms of a risk based on a stock. Like I'm going to invest the kind of share size, and the computer figures it out for you, where let's say you don't want to lose more than $300 per trade. So it'll adjust everything because it'll adjust the share size, it'll adjust everything for the volatility. It just does things that other people don't do because our technology is all internal and server side. But to relate to most people, I just try to keep it simple, and $5,500 is an amount that people can relate to and easy to hold on to. Whereas if you're buying 100 shares of something like Amazon, come on, who's really doing that? Okay. So with Trade Ideas, you have this built-in assistant, a game plan that's helping you look at every single stock in a way where you have some expectations. And as I said before, none of these are recommendations to buy and sell. These are hypotheticals based on the behavior. Do you guys remember watching Silence of the Lambs? Everyone's like nodding. Yes, of course. I know Brad is. Well, in Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter was this serial killer cannibal, but he was also a great psychologist, supposedly, and he knew how to profile things. So what we're doing is the same thing. We profile every stock because unlike other vendors, we maintain a personal database relationship with every single stock, ETF, and other instrument that we track. Server side. Server side means that it's being worked on right now behind the scenes. Lots of stuff is going on in Trade Ideas to help you prepare for tomorrow, and this is being done in a way that you don't necessarily need to do anything at all to get the benefit from it. Okay, so once again, I'm just going over some basics here. This is what it looks like. And I love the fact that every person is able to now see a stock and have some expectations towards the move that's relevant to them. And again, you can see the color-coded entry. So right at the white line, that's when you're getting in, and this is your exit. Now, obviously, do you have to follow it exactly the way we suggest? Not necessarily, but at least you understand monetarily now what is going on. Okay, so why is this critical? Well, there's a couple of things, and I'm going to talk about it right now. Over here is a window that is our brokerage plus window in privacy mode enabled. Privacy mode allows me to take snapshots of this and other things without exposing my account number, and makes it easy for you to share information. So we have that enabled. And here, if you go to, by the way, if you don't have this window open, the only thing you need to do is click right here on Brokerage Plus in the toolbar, either live or simulated, and this window will pop up. You go to the connections and you can see that we have some connections for you. I am right now connected to Interactive Brokers. This is where I have my account. This is all live money, by the way. Everything you see here is live. Market closed an hour ago. You can check all these positions. It's all 100% live. So you can see my total P&L of $53,535 and my P&L today, $6,226, most of which were from GameStop. And how amazing is it that we are in an environment or a business or whatever you want to call it, where a position as small as 333 shares, Brad, can lend you $7,600 of profit in one day. Amazing stuff.
Pretty significant.
This is what we are here for, and I've been talking about it forever, is that the stock market is this hidden gem of amazing opportunities that, for the most part, mainstream media hides from you by trying to get you to invest in mutual funds and give your money away to other people. Whereas we talk about do it yourself. There's no better benefit than you taking control of your own money. You learn how to do it. It helps you become better at it. And we have the tools and the technology to help this knowledge grow and for you to excel at it. And I like the opportunity to lead by example, which is why, again, I showcase my real account, real money. And now E-Trade is fully functional. I don't have an E-Trade account enabled myself. Other members of the Trade Ideas team test that for me. And whereas interactive brokerage, although very powerful and good, it is not zero commission. E-Trade, however, is zero commission. So we now have a fully zero commission based trading opportunity for you, albeit with E-Trade, but there's millions of E-Trade customers. So you can participate. If you have an E-Trade account, you can use that E-Trade account to trade commission free with Trade Ideas. Okay, so those are the key takeaways. E-Trade is now live. It's in, I believe, Brad, is it in the latest beta?
Yeah, it is in the latest beta. You can go to our webpage and just scroll down from the download section, and you'll find it right there.
Okay, fantastic. So with E-Trade having zero commissions, you also, of course, have simulated trading right here. So this is your simulated trading account. I don't have that connected right now. In fact, today, I closed out of a lot of my simulated trading positions just because I practice, start over, disconnect, get going with a new set of ideas. And at our other webinars, I've talked a lot about what I do on practice, but I practice simulated trading all the time. There's no better way to do it. In fact, I will tell you that there's no better way to learn and to acquire a position than to get into it in simulated trading and see P&L start to either accumulate or decline and realize what's actually going on based on feel. I relate this once again to golf because it's a combination of both a skill set but a feel set. Until you get a feel for trading and volatility, you will be making lots of mistakes. And I suggest and hope that you spend lots of time working on our simulated trading, because we made it identical to our real account. So if you trade on E-Trade or Brokerage Plus and you trade on the simulated trading, there's no learning curve. You're doing the exact same things. It looks like this, same buttons. And again, so many cool things for you to do. You can flatten a position, half, double, reverse. You can highlight all of them and then limit out of them. You can tell that this is done by people who do this, you know, a lot.
And one of the features, I'm pretty sure it made it to the latest beta, that's having multiple simulated accounts. So you have the ability, by going to the accounts tab, to go ahead and add. You can't do it here because he's just got the IB account, but if he was connected to simulated, he would be able to then add multiple accounts right through that account tab right there.
Well, let me connect to simulated trading. I can connect to it. And here's accounts, simulated trading. So that's my default account, but I can right click and add a new simulated trading account. And when you do that, you set up a name for it and a starting value, and you're ready to go.
And then on Brokerage Plus, at the top of that window or towards the top, you have some filtering capabilities. Yeah, so on the position tab, for instance, go ahead and click on that. You've got some filtering that allows you to define what account you want to view, just to the left of that. Yeah.
So in this case, if I go to my simulated trading account, remember I told you I exited a bunch of positions, so I have nothing open, but I had a lot of positions that I closed, and this is what it looked like. And again,
and what if you uncheck that hide zero positions option right there? Yeah, so you get to see everything that you closed out right there.
Right, so this was my simulated, and notice my total P&L. Just today I was down, but I position trade my simulated account, so I was able to make 4,100 overall. Just that today's positions were negative, but positive overall. And this is, again, a great way to see your data. So, there's a big decliner. This happens. Again, you're not going to win all the time, not even close. You just want to be able to manage it in a positive outcome sort of way. Okay. So once again, very important for you to practice with this so that you can really improve on the real trading once it happens. And again, I'm just disconnecting and showing how easy it is to go from one to the other, from one to the other. So the other thing I wanted to do here, and Brad and I talk about this all the time, and I'm going to jump into our channel bar. It's an amazing thing. And notice we have a channel for the strength alerts, which I'm going to show everyone so that they can see what goes on. But one of the cool things about Trade Ideas is that we stay current with what's going on. Okay, when something's happening, we are usually there. We were there with GameStop, and let me move this over here so that it doesn't take up space. So let me show you here. When Wall Street bets started to get very active with GameStop, we created a Wall Street bets channel so that you guys do not have to configure anything on your own. You're just very quickly able to access the information and know what is going on in the world where there's talk. In other words, when people are excited about these stocks, usually something is going on for whatever reason. We like to stay current. So when GameStop and AMC and all of these stocks, the meme stocks were running, we created this channel so that you guys didn't have to figure this out on your own. This is one of the things that this is one of the ways that we bring value to the technology by being executives who are not only there to run the company and try to make money, but we care about what's going on because we are traders ourselves. Okay, and notice once again, you're seeing the hypotheticals. Everything is doing the exact same thing. And regardless of what it is that you're watching, we are going to give you that play by play, that ability to spot the move and relate it to some monetary value that is going to help you hopefully see the opportunity in a better way. Obviously, you can tell that Trade Ideas allows you to do a lot of customization. You can have different backgrounds on the charts, dark, light. Again, lots of vendors do that, but charting was never our primary thing. We've always been focused on the alerts, but we of course are now really much more of a fully functional trading platform. Okay, so in terms of the GameStop situation and the Reddit meme stocks, we have windows that help you spot stocks with the highest short float, for example, and you can sort everything. So I'm sorting this by what has the highest short float that is, at least as far as we can tell. It's Array Technologies, 59% short. These are the types of stocks, and I'm going to show you like some things that you can do to help take advantage of it. So I'm going to just make this a little bit easier for you guys to see. Okay, so here you can tell that this stock has been kind of beaten down, right? Because it has a big short float. Somebody is betting heavily against this stock, 59%. And it's 73% held by institutions. So this is the kind of information that I take very, it's critical to your success. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to give myself an alert, just a personal alert, nothing that is Trade Ideas originated, but where I can say create a price alert based on visuals, and I say high short interest. And now I can take this, I can move it anywhere I want. I can move it above the price target or the profit target. And the beauty here is that you don't have to get it perfect. And if you saw my position in GameStop at 333 shares, I think my average cost, I'm gonna have to, where's my average cost? Take a look here. My average cost entry price is $55, okay? And it's currently at 164. So the notion that you have to get something perfectly right, like to the dollar, is ridiculous. You can miss the move from 29 to 32 and still catch it from 32 to 50 or 40. So now I'm notified of this, and when it happens, a window will pop up saying, hey Dan, Array just crossed this alert. You can set these alerts for anything and everything. So for example, you can go to something like this, totally different stock, TK, and I can say, buy more. This means that this is really starting to go, okay? And again, totally different reasons, not for short float, but I'm just saying that you can set these alerts yourself. It's just a right click away. Very, very, very easy to do. So now let me jump into the strength alerts. So notice I went to the channel bar and I clicked on a channel. So our channel bar is one of the most powerful things in trading because it gives you all of these different conceptual opportunities. I'm going to go through a bunch of these today. I don't always focus on the channel bar, but I will. And you can, and this is us, our expertise, breaking this down for you so that you do not have to figure out how to configure things. But in terms of where we are, the strength alerts, this has a welcome screen right here. Oh, look, Brad, is that a coincidence?
Yes, there are no coincidences. No.
I know, but I'm Dan, and the first thing that popped up was Dana Inc., strength rating 96. So if you want to understand what's going on in the strength alerts, you can see exactly what's happening. Notice that there's a full explanation for why this is happening and what you need to do with it. And again, there's not a lot of stocks because you get 5 every Monday, I think, right, Brad? Is that it?
Yeah, 5 every Monday. And actually underneath that welcome screen, there's another chart giving you a longer term perspective. So giving you a daily and a monthly.
Right, very good. There's just a lot of great information here. And the whole idea is that For those that don't have the money or the time, this is a perfect complement. And of course, if you are already a Trade Idea subscriber, you get this. Am I right, Brad?
Yeah, that's on the channel bar right now. So anybody that has access to it can see that.
Okay, so let's see. John asked a quick question. I'm going to help him out. Where do you find the profit and loss targets? I'm going to show you. It's under properties. I'm sorry, under smart risk levels, long and short. So
No, you're right. You're right. You have to turn it on first under properties. So if you go to properties.
So properties, and you say
show smart risk levels down on the bottom right there.
Show smart risk levels, boom. And then under smart risk levels, you tell it what to do. So first it's the properties and you show smart risk levels. And then afterwards you select which one you want to do, long or short. If you went short, it would look like this. Just inverts what's going on, but so you understand. And I keep it on long because that's typically the way I trade. So that's very easy to follow and very easy to do. And again, now it's available here. So you can go to every one of these hypothetical strength alerts and see exactly what it would be like if you got in it now. And depending on your specific trade size, what it is that you would do.
Yeah, and that's a good example of using a top list kind of refined to a very specific symbol list. You know, normally you could scan the entire universe of stocks and use your filtering and such to present some ideas here, but there's no filtering being done here in this window, just looking to a symbol list that's associated with the strength alerts.
Yeah, we're very excited about this, and it's actually, and by the way, this reminds me of something else. Excuse me. So all of the information that we provide allows the software to be your virtual assistant. We talk about Holly, our AI, as your virtual trading analyst, but the software works in lots of different ways to help you catch and not miss opportunities. Let me show you. So let's say I see this chart pattern in Signet Jewelers, and just like on Twitter or Facebook or other social media, I click on the heart. So now I liked it, okay? I'm gonna switch channels real quick. Let me scroll down. And I'm gonna jump to the SPAC channel. Okay, so SPACs is another thing that we talked about. It's us being current, being able to show you things that possibly you might have missed. And in case of the SPACs, there's specialty acquisition companies that are designed to be the new type of IPO, so that a company doesn't have to snuggle up to the investment bankers and give them all of their money. Okay, so they're very interesting. I've done pretty well on SPACs, but we have a channel for it. Okay, it's right here. And by the way, APTX, look at this after hours move right here, Brad. So I love doing this stuff because you kind of see something interesting going on right now. So it closed on the daily at 11:11, and look where it is right now. I'm gonna set up a little alert right here. I'm gonna call this Q&A action. These are the kind of patterns that I really like, because if they can bounce off of these support levels, a lot of times you get tests of right here. And if it breaks out above this level, then there's no stopping it. And you can see that the volume, by the way, this is another thing, of course, that we track virtually better than anyone I've ever seen track. And Brad's talked about this at length. We do volume analysis like none other. And notice how all the volume went into this gap up and traded around. But this move down, you can see, look at how the volume has died down on the down move. So once again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the heart. I like this. I like the stock. Brad, do you like the stock?
I like the stock. Well, I don't know about this one, but I like it.
But my point is that you are able to click on all the stocks that seem to catch your attention, and you can just continue down channel surfing. So we have lots of really interesting channels like account builder, different channels for different concepts. Okay, allows you to peruse through the big winners, and there's a lot of descriptive information at Trade Ideas in terms of why the channels are what they are and what makes one different from another one. But the interesting part is, remember, I'm continuously kind of cruising through, and whatever I like, I heart it. I give it the, hey, this is something I'm interested in. Now, let me show you something else real quick. Notice how at the very top here, excuse me, got some Dell notifications. Go away, Dell. Notice how at the very top I have what's called idea surfing is paused. Let me tell you how cool idea surfing is. I love this feature. Maybe it's because I invented it, Brad. I don't know.
But you may be a little biased. I don't know.
I may be a little biased. It's okay. I don't mind being biased. But let's just take a look here real quick. Let me unpause it. Okay. So I'm currently idea surfing. So what that means is, in theory, is that even if you don't do anything, if you don't press the button, and you can see where my mouse is, it's on the toolbar, so I'm not pressing anything, but yet the software is changing stocks all by itself. One of the reasons we do this is because we know how difficult it is for investors to make decisions. A lot of people don't know, like, why should I click on one thing or why should I click on another? They're intimidated by pressing anything. So what happens here is the software is surfing for you. It's kind of going through the ideas, giving you an ability to peruse visually things. And let's say you find something you like. And notice how my mouse just went to the chart. Brad, what happened to idea surfing?
It's paused right now.
It's paused because it knows that you're cruising around, you're interested in it. I come back here.
And that message does change up at the top depending on the stat.
Now idea surfing is back, and notice at the very bottom where we have growing your account with power, it's just telling you what stock it's on. So what it does is it surfs through the different ideas on the screen all by itself. So you can really, and I do this, you can be hands off. You can go to a channel and just let it surf for you, and it will showcase and find, hold on a second. Once again, something catches my eye. Got to come up here, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna zoom in here. So whenever I see a move like this, I love these types of candidates. So first of all, notice again, volume on the down move, virtually no volume. But right now, Brett, did volume just come in this thing?
Yeah, big volume, and you can actually look at the single stock window and see that relative volume value of 19. So that's 19 times normal volume, which is huge.
Right. Huge. So what do I do? You've seen it already. It's not magic. I'm going to come over here, right click, and say something is going on.
And you could have done that from either window, right? It doesn't really matter. It
doesn't matter.
Whatever price point you're clicking on.
And it appears on both. Okay.
You can adjust either. Yeah.
So now I'm back to the channel bar. Like, it's done something for me. Remember, you don't have to trade all the time. A lot of times you have to distill. We're almost like a brewery or a fine wine maker. Just because you got some grapes, it doesn't mean it's grape juice drinking time. It takes time to develop the grapes into the fine wine of speculative trading and investing that we do. This is the way it is done. We're giving you the mechanics, the mode of operandi that allows you to get the most information and be very effective about it. And I'm not risking any capital. I'm just saying, hey, this is interesting, that's interesting, and then I'll continue. So now let me move from this channel to this channel. Stocks that I like. So what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen, is that, remember I told you that everywhere I went, I was selecting stocks like this. Okay, I was saying, hey, I like this one, something interesting going on. And now I have a channel that all throughout the time that I've been doing Q&As or anytime I've selected something that I like. I have a list of all of them right here. So there's a channel that's following you around, even though you're not doing anything. As long as you're liking something, you see it. And of course, you can sort it by anything. You can sort it by relative volume. So out of things that I like, what's had the most relative volume? Well, it's this guy, GEG, Great Elm. After that, it's INPX. And when I see something like this, I once again repeat the same thing I just told you before. I love this move, love this move. So I'm going to come over here and say moves I love. Save it. And again, you can take it, move it around a little bit, okay? And here
And
I
you're
am.
just showing one approach right there. You could also use the pullback approach, right? Where it comes down to $1 or $1.05 or whatever, and maybe that's where you want to get in.
Right. No, there's so many different ways to do that. But in the Q&A, we kind of keep it at the high level. Remember, everything that we show you, you can delve into it through different parts of our software, our education, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the presentation. But what I'm just trying to show you here, ladies and gentlemen, is that notice how I have virtually zero. In fact, in this case, these came with the chart. So there's, on the chart, you see volume, and I have 50 period simple moving average right here, and a 13 period exponential moving average, which is the yellow line. But I'm not a big, what you call, technical analyst. I leave that to the smart people. I'm a visual guy. I'm a feel guy. So I don't like to pollute my charts with like hundreds of lines. I joke with Brad, if you've seen some of the stuff that's on Brad's charts, I pulled up a chart with Brad, he's got 48 price alerts on.
Hey, I don't want you to give my secret away, right?
And Brad, come on now. But the bottom line is I keep it simple. You can keep it simple. It's very easy to then rinse and repeat. Remember, all of these columns in our single stock windows are sortable. So I can go and see, okay, here are the things I like. Of all the things that I like, what's really, what's continued? These are all on 20-day highs. What's stuff that's not working? I like some of this information. Sometimes your boozers, or what you call like something that's weak, is actually incredible buy points. Look at this buy point that happened here when this stock sold off and it went from 17 all the way to 19. So I'm going to say right here, once again, come over here and say rebounding. That's my technical analysis, writing basic words, rebounding. Okay, of course, in the single stock window, which is on every channel, you can do amazing information. Number one, you can find out where the company is based on. This one's Infosys, based in India. You can look at competitors. Well, who else is doing what they're doing? So like, for example, I can come over here to the winners, okay? And I can see, okay, VHI is one. Well, OLN, what's it doing? What's this one doing? It's a lot cheaper. Maybe I can get into this one and like right over here before it goes. I'll call this getting in. Just easy stuff to follow. Never need to get too fancy, but the cool thing is that you can look at something, you can see the actual competitors, but watch what I do here. So notice this price action right here. Everybody see it? It's kind of like went up, down, it's kind of creeping back up. I go to price action. So you should see something that looks a little bit similar. Okay, see, went up, went down, it's coming back. Went up, went down, it's coming back. Coming back. This is what our technology does. So you can do it in lots of different ways. Okay, and this is a part of the technology that I think that people almost like take for granted. Okay, that you can go from price action to competitors. Competitors are stuff that's making the same thing. but look at this, SID. Now, if we go to price action, I don't even know if we'll be able to find something exactly like this, but let's take a look. Okay, going up, going up, going up, and going up. Do you guys see the simplicity of this pattern recognition? So you can go to a stock like Netflix, let's say. Okay, and if you see this price action here, you go to OSH, notice, 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 and notice. Go to your favorite Apple. Whoops. Okay. Here's Apple. Let's go to this one. Again, you can see that red candle. Again, the red candle, red candle. So our software is doing all these things for you, guys. And this is the stuff that our competitors just don't do. I mean, I know everybody wants to do, to kind of poke holes in it, but the difference between us and them is that we have been doing this one thing since 2003, and we are the best at what we do by far. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Once again, price action. What's kind of cool about this is that you can find just cheaper stocks.
You can sort that window too, right? So you could sort on price if you wanted to, and
Sure.
any of
In fact, let me. I'm gonna try something here. GameStop, my favorite, right?
You like the stock?
I like the stock, but I'm gonna sort it on. Look at that beauty. I mean, do you guys see how cool this is? Brad, I like it and I know what it is. I mean, you guys better
You're
be
impressing
liking it.
yourself, Dan.
Okay, so you guys seen what we're doing. Brad, where are we as we're approaching the 10-minute to the hour mark? Where are we? Oh, guys, I forgot. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Click these windows, get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay, so we did a couple of different things in the latest version of the software. And first of all, I actually love this day as an example because look, we're trying to show you, although we have AI does not mean that it's a gold goose that lays the golden egg. The AI is a statistical based trading system. It uses statistical analysis, much like the card counters in Vegas beat the house. But even the card counters can simply run into a card that makes them not win the hand. Okay, so no matter how much quote unquote math you throw at it, once you're in the trade, you cannot control the future. You have to use risk management. Okay, so we modified our AI strategies window to allow you to see all three AI concepts in terms of the conservative, the moderate, and the aggressive mode, so that you can quickly ascertain, number one, which one is working right now, and number two, they have slightly different column settings. So if I go to moderate, a little bit different than conservative, and if I go to aggressive, there's no exit because aggressive just means you're getting in and you're holding all day. The idea is that when that happens, when that works for you, you're liable to win the most, but of course, when you have a day like today where things don't work out, because look at this bifurcation, the Nasdaq got beat probably because of GameStop, and the Dow was going up. One of the more technically difficult markets to trade. But you can quickly move between them and see, well, what's going on here? And here you can see the entry time, exit time, the symbol, the entry price, the shares, the last price, the exit price. So you can really kind of understand what's going on. And all of this is based on my tools and options and settings of $5,500. That's where all of these share numbers come from. And so even when percentage-wise you don't win big, if you're maintaining your risk levels, you're not really down that much monetarily.
And you're not down anything like compared to yesterday. Not one day does really the AI make. So go ahead and show you can pull a history from there.
Okay.
and just pull up
So
yesterday's.
right click history yesterday.
You know, so it's and you can go back a long ways there to really pull data
Sure.
from.
And you can go to time frame, you can set it up, and we're going to do a lot of amazing stuff with this information. So you can just kind of focus in on where the winners are, but this allows you to see, you know, which trading style works the best. Now, aggressive is a style where you, let me go to tools, whoops, new chart window, just so you guys can see it. Here. And let me change this to a time frame that's easier to see. Whoops. Okay. So you can see what we're doing. And duplicate and put this on the daily. You have to have both a longer term and a shorter term perspective. So the AI was like Harley S. Smith and Wesson here, you know, and it ran up to 19. Then it had a very big pullback, kind of meandered around, and then this was the buy signal. The idea is that statistically the AI thought that you were making another breakout above this level and possibly going higher for a long time. But once again, we're not in the fortune telling business, we're in the statistics business, okay? So with that said, you have to be able to manage your risk, okay? Every trade comes with a stop, and aggressive mode just means that you're not taking the stop. Moderate, I mean, so Brad, remind everyone of the moderate versus conservative.
Yeah, so the difference is when we do the optimization of each of these strategies, we put in a time stop, and that time stop could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be to the end of the market. It really all depends on the strategy. But so on the conservative mode, if you're trading that in conservative fashion, you're going to get out on the time stop, maybe an hour after the trade. But in the moderate component, you're going to try to hold that particular position until the end of the day, 5 minutes before the close, unless you get stopped out and then you're out of it, which is the difference between aggressive. It's just not even going to look to the stop and try to hold it to and it will hold it to the end of the day.
Right, but the improvement with this is that beforehand you kind of had to, you could only see one or the other, like whichever one was that you had set. Now you can just peruse between the three. Okay. And you can see like how risk parameters are so key to different levels of success. How you can be aggressive and conservative can end up the same way because the market has volatility, but sometimes risk is control is the key. So there was a question in terms of like how do we, hold on one second. So Paul had asked, what's the best video tutorial for Brokerage Plus? And I have to tell you that we've done an immense amount of work on our YouTube channel just recently. I highly suggest everybody that has any kind of questions to go right to our YouTube channel and to take a look. We are streamlining all of this and making it right to the point of getting you to the education that you need to get results quickly. Mike, so that's a good question. Is the AI for day trading? Absolutely not, okay? In order for us to have an AI, what we do is we create an environment where we enter and exit during the same day. But every trade in the AI underneath the seams is trying to make it we never trade for the day trade because that doesn't make any money. Tons of information has been written about it. If you try to be a scalper, right, and you were trading GameStop, well, you would have missed, like, it's impossible to be in at $55 and still be in at 164 if you're day trading. Zero chance, zero. You have to be able to, again, take a look like right over here. Because, you know, you've gotten over here, maybe you're in, on this day you're out, then you're out again, then you're in, and then you're out over here. It's impossible. You have to be able to kind of see the forest through the trees. And what the AI is doing is it's trying to get you into great swing trades or longer term trades, but during the day. The key component is today. We can only show you what today is, and in order for you to maintain some solvency, we have to say, well, here are your risk parameters. Okay, that doesn't mean, now obviously we have a mode where you can hold it, aggressive mode, but the idea is you can set up the AI with information such as, for example, your alerts. And you can say was on AI and continuing. You see what I mean? That's the way that it all works. It's not just a one shot, one kill, and you know, there's no goose that laid the golden egg. You are still going to have to do some work. The AI is going to be helping you immensely because it gives you all the levels you need. Here's your entry, here's your exit. Okay, and in this case, you know, you can see what happened. You bought right here, you exited here. This trade was not today. And from this day on, it continued. So if I was holding RILY still, I would still be long this. There's no reason to exit right now. Okay. Greg, we don't have, as Brad said, we do not have an estimate for alpaca. That's not our biggest one. We had a lot of issues with the E-Trade API trying to get that to market. We have to do so much work because, well, E-Trade's not a software company, and we have to basically do a lot of their API work for them in a manner of speaking, but now it's working, and we're pretty happy about that, and you guys are all ready to use it. Let me jump back. Are there any, first of all, are there any other questions from the software before I switch back to the concluding part of the presentation?
I think we're caught up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're, well, I mean, not slow per se. See, so here's something else, guys. I mean, at the level of the intraday trader that you guys all are, you don't need to worry per se in terms of slow or fast at the retail level. Oh, you guys see this?
Oh.
Ooh, that's how it works. So you see my pop-up window?
A lot of times you're, I was gonna say, a lot of times you're just gonna get a tick, but that is not just a tick, is it?
No. Beautiful stuff right here. Just, I love when you show it and it does what, I love this stuff. Brad, this is so good. Again, you see exactly why. So like now you know that APXT Q&A action, it's continuing. You see what I mean? This is why we do what we do. You just got to witness it in real time. Beautiful stuff. Okay? Beautiful stuff. And what I can do here now, I can actually move it farther along.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's a little bit of an issue that you're having because that stock right now is trading at 1280.
Oh, is it? So I'm a little delayed, maybe?
That's not delayed. It's
Hold
I don't
on.
know, duplicate your window. See what you got there. Duplicate.
I'm always on the brand new version. But what does your window show? Maybe it's the time frame, Brad. Let's see, time frame. Let's go to 1 minute. Is that what you're seeing on yours? Well, it's just a lot of after.
I'm showing the same thing you are. So, you know, I don't know. On the daily though, I'm showing that thing updating to a higher price, 1294 right now.
Well, that's why it hit. So anyways, again, the point is, and this is actually a good lesson because at the level that it's moving, right, 1236 and 1290, it's 60 cents. That's not the critical part. The critical part is that you're aware that this is going, okay? So I just deleted this, and I can actually do something like this. Again, I'm not in the stock. I just say, so now, again, the turnaround potential here. Remember what we're playing for, right? We're looking to hit back into this area. So at 14, this is still fine. So that's how flexible the tech is. It's amazing stuff, guys. Amazing stuff. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. So I'm going to finish up real quick. I'm going to talk about something that all of you should take advantage of. This is our good friend Barry Anderson, who is also helping in the chat section, but we have a trading room. It's absolutely free for Trade Ideas or non-Trade Ideas subscribers. And it's a meritocracy of great traders who are chatting with one another, sharing ideas, just exactly what you would want for people who interact with our technology. So if you're window shopping or just trying to get more proficient, it's like, again, going to the range and all of a sudden there's a coach there and your buddies. So your buddies can be like, dude, what the heck are you doing? But the coach is like, you know, move your foot here, do this, do that, and really tries to help you out. Very highly suggested and recommended by everyone. trade-ideas.com/trading room. We have ebooks that help you understand different concepts of what we do, and our latest one is one written by our director of software development on his favorite strategy. Again, we have developers who are also traders, very important to have in our kind of business. trade-ideas.com/strategy. Take a look at that. This is the part that separates us from everybody else, the continuing education. We know that the market's complicated and our software is pretty advanced. That's one of the reasons why we made strength alerts for only $17, because it's easier to follow. But if you have any kind of questions about anything, you can always get into a support session that works towards your specific level of knowledge. And all that you have to do to sign up for that is go to trade-ideas.com/live. They're on all the time, all the weekdays, okay? So that is where you're never left alone. Aside from our YouTube channel, of course, and everything else, that's the formal education. This is where I tell everybody, if you cannot afford $7.50 a day for forward-facing AI that does what I showed you, please do not subscribe to Trade Ideas. You're going to be very hurt by the stock market, because no matter how good you are, how good you think you are, you're going to experience some losses, and there's nothing that allows you to just make money all the time. $7.50 a day is zero in terms of the kind of information that we provide, and it's information you're never going to get on Bloomberg, for example. And there's, of course, different ways you can buy. This is the daily cost, but it's all done monthly and annually. So at the most premium level without this, and you, of course, today get a promo code of 15% off your first month or a year off of Trade Ideas. You can buy it today with the word opportunity, all caps. But it costs $2,200 for the year, basically zero. So if that's worrisome to you, this may not be the right product for you. We have a podcast that's run by our good friend Sean McLaughlin and different friends and other people. And I've not done it for a while because I've been very busy doing creative stuff at Trade Ideas, doing some other things, but we suggest that you check it out on your podcast search engine. And of course, we are always there for you at Trade Ideas, at QuantBot, at TI Steve G are all on Twitter. We like it if you like us on Facebook and all other social media. We're, of course, always available for you via email or phone. Scott, I think that's all that I have.
Yeah, I think you got it. People can stay tuned for video replay. They'll get a link tomorrow from GoToWebinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.